Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Sam.
Do you know I always get in my head about whether I have to say like sometimes in my head I think I say I'm Sam.
That would be really weird if you did that.
But it goes through my head every single time. I'm like, which one am I?
Stop.
I struggle. I have a little internal dilemma every time of say the right name.
That's so funny.
He's so pissed that I just locked him out.
Yeah, he's very pissed.
So today we not to toot our own horn or gas us up, but we're kind of blowing up on TikTok for talking about our dates.
I know, guys. If you don't follow the podcast TikTok, you need to because it's so fun over there.
It's so fun over there. At first, our podcast TikTok was just we'll post reels of the pod. I always just call them reels. We'll post clips of the podcast on TikTok. But then we were like, okay, this TikTok account is just kind of our joint
account.
And
I like it.
It's really fun over there. It's our little niche community of people. And it's just so fun. And I love it over there. And in the last 2 days, we went up almost 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
And so yeah, not to toot our own horn, but people love it over there. It's because we have been sharing every single piece of our life on the internet.
It's really bad. It's a toxic trait of ours.
But our work comes first, and that's just how it is. But because what everyone loved was our date content.
Yeah, the date content went crazy.
Yeah, so me and Sam are really just in our dating era, in our letting boys wine and dine us and win us over era, and we like to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, so we kind of figured why not with today's episode we do our first date experiences, the do's and don'ts of first dates.
Yeah.
I even put on the podcast Instagram a little not survey, submission for your first date stories. So at the end, if we have time, I would love to go through those and read those and just kind of ramble.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a fun, entertaining boy topic podcast. And if you're a boy, this is your sign right now to stop listening because this is for the girlies only.
Especially if you are a boy
in our lives.
100%. I also want to say that this is literally a continuation of that TikTok. It's that TikTok we made. We're just turning into a podcast.
It's an hour-long podcast.
So it's going to be really fun. So I even told Sam, obviously we got to do our weekly catch-up. So much of mine is date focused that I feel I'm going to save some of mine to throw into the meat of the episode because I don't want to repeat myself because it's very boy heavy. But I did want to talk before we go into just weekend us being feral rats of just our health and fitness.
Yeah.
Which is important to the show.
Huge. It's 80% of the show.
Yeah,
you know?
We are a fitness podcast. But I just wanted to do a little catch up about how I'm feeling these days. I am so in my gym era, and guys, what has helped is filming these mic'd up workouts because I want the content to be so good. So I work out harder. I don't know. I feel I have this purpose to work out really hard because I want the content to be good. The content's gonna be better if I'm I'm gonna go for something heavy. I can't half-ass through a workout and film it. It's not gonna be good. So I have to try hard. And in turn, it's really doing good. So if you need motivation, film yourself. Make TikToks of yourself, even if no one's gonna watch them.
Oh, that's how it was when I first started my fitness journey.
That's literally how it was. You had to film it.
I literally had no other reason to film myself other than just for my own well-being because I didn't have followers on any platform, so I was just filming myself. But so I feel that. Me, when it comes to the gym, today marks my first day back into my regular split, and I'm so excited. My regular split, though, is a little bit tweaked because I can't do chest. So I'm going to be doing 3 lower body days. I know. A lot of lower body days. Well, guess what? I just need to move my body. I'm going stir crazy. I'm going to do a back day. And then for my 5th day, I'm just going to do a workout class. So this is my first full week working out 5 days out of the week.
That's so exciting. And it's you don't know what you have until you don't have it anymore. And that's why in the start of my last wow, this week, why does it feel so long? I was going to say the other day. It was yesterday. I started my workout video with remember moving your body is a privilege. You just got to remember you don't want to work out sometimes, but it's some people physically can't.
No, and
you are lucky that you can go move and move your body and get a workout done, and you got to remember that to make yourself go.
Yeah, it's been 4 weeks now of actually having a workout split or doing anything. And honestly, it's motivated me more to be like more active in the sense of like, not that I like want to punish my body, but I want to move my fucking body. Like I want to go on a run. Like I just want to fucking run like 5 miles. My body can't do it, but I want to just do it.
Right, because like you realize that without moving so much, like holy shit, moving feels so good.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like hopefully try to be really active this week. Like go to the park, walk my dog, and like get out. Like we kind of like going off of like what we did this weekend. Like we met a bunch of girls that are like wellnessy girls, and like I want to connect with them this week and like go out with them and like maybe do yoga because they did yoga yesterday. I'm like, too bad I was busy, but I would have gone.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that because I want to like talk about that friend group too. But yeah, it's just fun. I also want to say in terms of like fitness, like I've been still going to dance class, which is like my favorite thing in the whole entire world. And I get so many DMs of people being like, how'd you learn how to do this? Like, I want to start going so bad. I'm telling you guys, like adult classes like that, so many people have never taken one in their life. And if you see me doing it and you think it looks fun, please go. Like, it is like the best part of my week. They're so much fun. And I may like, if all works out, like I'm actually gonna like text a girl today. I might start teaching hip hop classes here in Austin. So if I get the okay on that, I'll definitely let you guys know on the podcast. But then like if you've been wanting to go and you live here, because I get a lot of DMs of girls that live here asking like where I take classes, for sure DM me so you can come to my class, because it's gonna be weird. I'm not gonna post like, I'm probably not always gonna be posting exactly when I'm teaching because there's not a lot of people that work there. Like it'd probably just be me, and like that's scary. So, but DM me, because then you can come to my dance class, and that'd be so fun.
And I might go.
That'd be so fun if like you guys were there. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah. So like we've been, don't worry, like in our feral girl era, but we are like, we're on our shit. Don't worry.
We are on our shit, but also we are not on our shit. Like there's certain part of our lives where we're on our shit. Like the health and wellness section, great. Losing shit, not so great.
No, and having fun, like like we're on our shit, but like because we're having so much fun, like we're on our social life. Like our social life is on it. Like it is like the best it's ever been.
No, 100%. It's really good. Like okay, so let's just jump into this weekend because we had so much fun this weekend.
No, we really, really did. So the whole week we're just like, when's it gonna be Friday? When's it gonna be Friday? When's it gonna be
And
Friday?
I'm still like that. Like even today's Tuesday, and I'm like, oh my god, this
Friday. Like because we just have so much fun now that we have fucking friends. Like, and I cannot stress the importance of having fucking friends, guys.
Even if they're not like your best friends, like if they're just your weekend friends, like your going out friends, like obviously it's important to have like your fucking ride or die friends, your best friends that you can do anything sober with. But even having like just like those like adventure friends, is important.
So Friday, I'm like, what the hell day was which? Okay, Friday I had a date, which we'll get into because we're gonna talk about dates. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. And then Sam was out with all of our friends, and I was having a little bit of FOMO, but my day was fun, so it was fine because she was meeting up with all her friends, and I was gonna meet them. Just when they got out to the bars, easy peasy, whatever.
Yeah.
I show up there. And like I obviously knew you were with a lot of our friends.
I don't want to skip the pregame part though. Can I jump into the pregame part real quick? Real quick.
Sure.
So Taylor went on her date. Amazing, awesome. And then I went to a pregame with a bunch of people that like I barely knew. Like it was like I would say 50% our friends. So like our massive friend group showed up to like this pregame and kind of like overtook the pregame because it was just a bunch of our friends. But then there was a bunch of people that we didn't know. So then like because of that, I made friends with everyone there. So then this entire pregame group of like 25, 30 people show up to the bar together.
Yes.
And we show up to Latchkey, which is a bar on East 6, and we just take up this massive section of the bar. And all of us are just buying each other rounds and rounds of drinks. So that by the time Taylor gets there, all of us, like all 20 of us are like not like bad drunk,
no,
but like
everyone was having a good time. Like I pulled up. So I also just want to make a point on what you just said. We get DMs a lot like, how do you make friends in a new city? Going to random people's pregames.
Yeah, like just show up.
No, going to random people's pregames like truly is
because they're more intimate and it's not like a bar scene.
And everyone eventually is gonna leave. So if you like really hate everyone, you could
just
go home, or you could go to the bar and do your own thing.
Yeah,
like there's an end in sight. So I just think going to random people's pregames, huge for meeting new people, making new friends. Like
even huge. Taylor and I used to go to pregames, just the two of us. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be a big group of you that go to a pregame. Like Taylor and I, literally when we made friends, we're showing up to pregames, not knowing a single soul.
We hosted pregame.
Yeah,
for
we
people that
didn't know
even
anyone.
know. So anyways, that's just huge for making friends is the pregame. But so I show up. My date comes with me. Like, I'm like, sick, yeah, come with me to like my friends. We like scooter on over. And the way I walked in and just saw, first of all, it looked so good in front. I looked so popular. Every single person I've ever met in Austin, Texas was at this fucking bar. Like every 2 seconds I was just getting like a, hey, nice to see you. I was like, oh my God, like, hey, like I was like, I was like, I know it looks like I'm like so popular. There's just like every single person I've ever met in this whole city here at this bar right now. Like everyone I knew was there. We were both like me, the date I was with, like, I don't know how I was kind of sober because I had quite a few drinks on our date, but they just weren't hitting me at all.
Not a strong pour.
I don't know if the bartender was just skimping on it, but I had like 4 drinks and I was like dead sober. So I don't know what was up with that, but we got there and we were like, bro, like we need to get on these guys' level. Like we are not with this right now. Like we are like totally, and it was just so funny, like seeing so many people I knew. I was like, and it made me so happy. Like I feel like it was like key moment in Austin, Texas that like
that night
that
everyone
like made
we
me
knew was there.
So happy. Well, being like it kind of registered in my head like holy shit, I have a life here.
Yeah.
Like look at all of these people I know.
That's another thing, like too. People always say, oh, are you gonna leave Austin? Do you plan on moving? Do you want to try out a new city? No, I don't want to redo making friends, making memories, and like having to go through all of that. Like all my memories and friends I have, like why would I want to leave that?
Yeah. And that was a key, like what do they say, like altered my brain, moments that altered my brain chemistry. Like in Austin, like showing up to Latchkey and seeing all of my friends in one spot and everyone being like so happy and like it was really fun.
But so I started off the night like on a mission, by the way. So I show up, me and Hunter, like, and Haley was there too. So like the 3 of us were like the 3 musketeers all night, like hanging out. But at the very beginning of the night, I look at Hunter and I go, Hunter, we need to get really drunk. I'm on a mission tonight. And I'm on a mission to find a boyfriend. Yeah. So we get to the bar or whatever. And as you guys know, like Sam has her flask. We were doing the flask night on Friday night. Taylor forgot her flask.
I wasn't doing flasks. No.
Yeah, no, you didn't have your flask. So then I told Hunter.
I was with a boy buying me drinks. I didn't.
So I filled up my flask to the very top. And I told Hunter that. And I go, Hunter, I got my flask. I have
it. You had it full. Did you finish it?
Me and Hunter did, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So me and Hunter, we were getting shots, we were getting drinks, we were getting like Diet Cokes and then like filling them up. And like, it was a wild night. And before Taylor even got into the bar, also, I want to point out that I was texting everyone I knew in my phone to come to Latchkey. I was texting like
everyone on the roster was coming.
Like, every single person I had on my phone from Austin.
If you were a man in Sam's DMs on her Hinge and you've communicated, you were at that bar. Like every single person, or you were at least invited. Every single person was told to come that we knew. Like if you were in Sam's phone, just know you were one of 10.
Yeah.
Like you were not special.
So I would say, I don't even know time-wise, I don't know, but it was very far into the night. And I started to realize, holy shit, there's like 5 guys here right now that like I've been like having to like balance talking to because they all came for me. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm running around like a crazy person. And I just had so much fun. And like, I don't think it's bad to do that. Like they didn't know that they were all like there, like because I like it was just, they were all with their friends and I was with my friends and we was just like, I was bouncing around having a good time.
Right. And like, but I don't even think it's bad to be like, maybe it is fucked up to do that, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares? It's not hurting anyone.
Who cares?
It's not hurting anyone.
It's good for you and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Like I literally don't give a fuck. Like, is it probably bad to them? Yeah. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
One of my guy friends, so one of our guy friends in like our group, I look over at him like middle of the night and he's just looking at me and he like winks at me and goes, nice, Sam, like nice. And I just point at him and I go, yes, Michael, like, yes, let's go. And he's like, this is so fucked up. And I was like, yeah, I know, it's fucked. But like, honestly, I had so much fun and I have no complaints over the fact that I did that. Like, I feel like it probably won't happen again anytime soon, but it just, I wanted to be in a bar where I just knew everyone.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, and it worked out and it happened. So
yeah, I mean, I had a good night. I just was like vibing, like kind of sober, so I was just like LOLing at
and then the next morning, Michael, our guy friend, texted in the group, it was like 9 a.m. He goes, can we just not forget that Sam literally had 5 guys rotating through cycle of like talking to her, like fighting for her attention. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't really think in the moment that anyone noticed, but I guess like everyone did notice.
Yeah, we were placing bets on who the winner of the night was going to be.
It was the winner of the night was not anyone would have expected.
I did.
Well, you expected, but not anyone else.
Yeah. So we had a great night and then a great morning, and I got some breakfast, and then I had to take Sam to, where did I bring your car?
To get me in my car.
I had to get her your car hungover because Sam was like, I have a date. And I was like, whoa, but so I had to pick her ass up because I was driving around the city, you know, doing my thing early in the morning. And Sam is like hungover as shit and made it out on a date.
I know. I can't believe I made it on a date. Like, the fact that I did that was actually crazy. Because I woke up at like 11:30 and he was, well, okay, so I saw in my phone that I had a conversation with this random person. I'm like, who the fuck is this? So I scroll all the way back up to the top and his name's at the top. And I'm like, oh, like that's who it was. So I just texted him and I go, hey, sorry. Like, I don't even know what I said. I was just continuing the conversation. And he was like, oh my God, like, no, how are you feeling this morning? Like, do you want to go get coffee? And like, one thing about me is like, I will do anything. Like, you tell me like to do something, like I'm probably not going to say no. So I was like, yeah, full send. Like, let's go on a date. So like an hour and a half later, I pulled my shit together. I took a shower, I had breakfast, like took Mac on a walk, and Taylor brought me to my car and I went on my coffee date.
Yeah, and I was shocked considering last weekend when I had a date at the same time. You can watch my vlog. Sam's like, you're going to go to that? You're so fucked.
I was still drunk when I said that, though.
Yeah, I know. And you went, and it's just like, you know, like when you want it, you want it. So you went. And then, so you went on your date, had fun. Obviously, like I said, we're going to talk about dates. So we'll
get more. We'll go into the very nitty gritty on these.
But then we had a little girls' night, beginning of our night, because one of my mutuals on Instagram, her name is Natasha, a while ago, she was like, I'm doing a wine tasting on February 18th. Do you want to come? Like, bring Sam. And we don't have girlfriends. So I was like, yeah, we need to go to this. Like, we need to meet girls in some aspect. So yeah, whatever, we went. And at first, like, it's hard to catch the vibe. Like, girls are harder to open up. Mm-hmm. Like, in a room full of dudes, they'll be your friend in a second. But girls are harder to open up. And it was kind of like, okay, what's the vibe? And then, you know, a few sips of wine deep, it was like, okay, like, this is fun. Everyone's cool. Very just like-minded girls hanging out. A lot of, I just moved here, I don't have a lot of friends type people.
Yeah, like a lot of them were like, I moved here a week ago. I moved here 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what? I've been here for 2 years.
Yeah, so like, it very just like, oh yeah, like you want to be friends and like do something, like, yes please, I literally moved here yesterday. Like, very much that energy. And then it was like, should we go out? And it was like, yeah, I want to go out with me and Sam, good luck, let's go. So we're like walking down the street, like girl gang, there's like 10 of us like walking down the street, which me and Sam are never with that many girls.
Yeah,
like, so that was like crazy.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, wine tasting for me, if you're new to here, I do not like wine. So I'm like the only one that didn't have a little bit of a buzz, like leaving this wine tasting. Everyone else was like a little bit feeling themselves, a little bit buzzed. And I'm like fucking like craving an espresso martini. So I asked all the girls at the table, I'm like, who likes espresso martinis? Mm-hmm. Who likes them? And a few of the girls raised their hand. I'm like, good, because that's where we're going. I am on a mission to go get an espresso martini. So we're walking down the street, right down to the bar, like 2 to 3 blocks away. The weekend before, I got an espresso martini at this place called Lucky Duck, and it was so good, like straight alcohol. And so I was like, we're gonna go there and get an espresso martini, and it woke me up, and I was fine. Like, honestly, like, I'm surprised I pulled my shit together because I thought I was gonna go home at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, we were just like chilling with all the girls, drinking like really casually, just like sitting, chatting it up. And now it's so fun to be in a group of girls that are texting things like doing yoga at the park, like, anyone want to come, like, do it. It's like, oh my god, what? Like, that's so wholesome and so
literally
cute. Like, we don't have friends that do that. So now we know a bunch of girls, which is sick. Again, just like meeting new people. And then we slowly went out. The group slowly dwindled.
Yeah, it started with 10 and ended with 4.
Yeah, slowly dwindled down. But of course, we made it back to our favorite bar. Boys met up with us.
Yeah, took them a while though, bro. Like, yeah, like the guy that I'm talking to, like, I texted him. He didn't show up until 11:45. Yeah. Well, okay, to be fair, he was in line at 11.
No, we pulled up to the bar, and as I'm walking in, the guy I was supposed to see is walking out. is leaving. And I was like, hey, excuse me? Pardon? What?
Like, it's early. Where are you going?
And he was like, no, I'm coming back. And I was like, that is such bullshit, bro. Like, no, he's not. And he did. He did come back, shockingly.
But, like, what's the point in leaving?
I don't know. He said he had to go to, like, a birthday party.
Yeah, I will never understand that.
I don't know,
Like,
but he came
I
back.
would never do that. Personally, I would, if it was 11 o'clock and I had to go to a party when I was already at a bar, sayonara, not happening.
See, but one thing about him is, like, he will be out and, like, he's, like, down, like his friends tell him to go somewhere and, like, he will go.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of
I guess if I wasn't, like, having a good time where I was, I would leave. But honestly, like,
as long as he
really.
came back, I was down. And then, you know, had another, like, fun night. Our dates got to, like, meet each other, which is funny.
Yeah, they broed it up.
You gotta
And I
bro it
was
up.
like-
You gotta bro it up with the roommates. Like, you
I was
gotta
like, oh,
make sure
God.
you're doing good with, like, the roommate and their friend. Like, that's, like, cheat code. Like,
No,
you
literally.
you gotta be, like, cool.
Yeah, if the thing is, it's like I also have to check the vibe check. Like, I'll check Taylor's guys like vibe check, and I'm like, because I'm like a fucking crazy person, and if you don't like being around me, that's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem. Yeah, for sure.
So like we were just all hanging out, and Friday night we didn't go to bed until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
I went to bed at 4 in the morning both
So
nights.
I knew I wasn't staying out super late, and I kind of felt bad for the guy because like he got to the bar at 11, and I left at like 1. So like he got there at 11, was in line till like 11:45, got in. So I really only hung out with him for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I'm going home. Like, I'm so sorry, but like I'm going home. It hit like 1, I think, and I was like, I'm going home. I'm ordering an Uber. Like, nope, not another late night, which I know 1 a.m. is still like a late night, but I was like, I just need to go home and go to bed. So I went home and alone, what's the word? Preface. I went home alone, okay? I'm playing hard to get with this guy.
Yeah, that's amazing for you. I'm literally not at all. But
I've learned my lessons a little bit with the other guy that I was talking to like 2 weeks
to be
ago.
fair, you've just been traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized.
You've been like repeatedly
Fucked over.
Scarred.
Over.
So it you know, somewhat. What are you looking at on your?
Why is my toe brown?
I don't know. Yeah, like you've been repeatedly traumatized, so someone really has to like get you to not think about that trauma.
No.
For you to be
Like I don't want to deal with it anymore. Fuck boys.
True. So facts. But we had a great weekend, and is there anything else that we like need to talk about before we get into like literally talking about dates?
I mean, other than the fact that we have been enjoying our Sunday park days, like woke up the next morning.
Yes.
We went to the park. We go to Zilker Park. The park, I've never seen so many people at the park on Sundays in my entire life. There is over
crazy.
like 1,000 people there.
It looks like, because ACL's at that park, it literally looks like ACL's going on. Like,
Like,
there's so many people.
well over 1,000 people at this park, and it's just all grown like adults like us, like playing games like kids.
It's literally a bunch of adults playing, like playing fetch with their dog, playing spikeball, playing volleyball, throwing a football, like painting. Like, it's a bunch of people just having play dates, like literally park play dates. And guys, like, if you know me, I'm bad at sports. I'm terrible at sports. I can't play sports. I learned how to play spikeball.
Yeah, and I'm so excited.
Like,
I can go on Amazon and buy all these things.
I can keep a game of spikeball actually going and like win a game. That is huge for me. I don't play sports, and now I do, and now I love spikeball. So if you ever want to meet us in Austin, Texas, look for a spikeball court on Zilker Park on Sunday.
Yeah, seriously.
And if you want the smoke, maybe we'll play you.
Yeah.
If you want the smoke.
But yeah, that was kind of our like weekend. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Good.
I don't think we'll be doing 2 nights out in a very long time. Like I need to jump back to the 1 night out because
it's killing my body.
Monday and Tuesdays are like the death of me the next day.
Yeah, no, it's really no bueno.
Mm-mm.
It's not good. But I'm excited to get into.
Yeah, I just want to talk about boys.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm boy crazy right now.
Me too.
Not even like boy crazy. Like I'm like boy like this boy.
Okay, so we're going to get in. So I made a list of notes. Did you see the note? I sent it to you.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet. But
Okay, so I wrote down a lot of lists, kind of like in order of like how to get the date to like the end of the date / second dates.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I said, like on the how to get a date, because people might be like, where are you meeting these boys?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be active on dating apps. A lot of people hate dating apps.
Yeah.
If you're in a city of young adult people, you should be on them.
Yeah.
Like, and know which one is big for your city. Like in Austin, everyone's on Hinge. Maybe where you live, everyone's on like Bumble. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a vibe of like everyone here is on like this app. I feel like you can tell. I feel like Hinge is pretty big right now, but definitely be on the right one.
And like another thing too to keep in mind is like you don't have to be using the app and like DMing the guys and like setting up dates on the app. Like a good example for me is the guy that I literally went on a date with. Yes, I met him on Hinge, but a year later I saw him at a party and that was the conversation starter. It was like, oh, like, didn't we match on Hinge? So, like, if you're just matching with a bunch of guys on Hinge and you happen to see them out, which is a lot of the time, like, the guy on the lake, like, there's been so many guys that I see out, which was not planned. And the conversation starter is, oh, did we match on Hinge?
Yeah.
So, it's like, you don't have to be, like, in the DMs on Hinge, like, let's go get coffee. Let's go get drinks. Like, just use the app frequently because it helps so much.
Yeah, like I went on dates with the guy from our gym because it was like, oh, we matched on Hinge.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that's easy right off the bat.
Like, that's a conversation.
You already know they're single. You already know they're somewhat into you. They matched with you on Hinge. Boom, easy peasy. The dates I'm going on now was like a match on Hinge, text on Hinge. Do you want to go get coffee? Like that, which is like honestly rare. Guys don't
initiate it.
They don't initiate shit. Like they literally won't initiate a date with you, which I don't know if they're just planning to just like see you out, but I don't know why they don't. Cause me, like if you get asked on a date, go.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really should go. Like, and that's the thing with me. I used to have it actually as one of my prompts because it was like the way to ask me out is I was like literally just ask, I will literally go. And then like all my matches, like all the people that liked me were literally like would like me and say like, okay, so like Marg's Thursday at so and so place, like they'd pitch like a date, and like they were a lot of the likes aren't matchable for me, so I didn't really go on any of those dates, but they were it was a good like I would literally get things like, want to come here on Sunday, like all the time.
Yeah, I have like a similar prompt. Mine's like, it's like the things I love. Like I love tacos, I love espresso martinis, I love tequila, and I love going to the gym. Like, and basically every time, like I can't remember what the word at the top of the prompt is, but it's basically like initiates like where are we going to do these things.
Yeah.
So make sure you have one prompt that kind of like initiates like the date and like the type of date you want to go on,
or at least even if it's not type of date, like conversation. So like mine on Hinge says you will get along like if you watch New Girl or something like that. What does it say? I'll fall for you if you watch New Girl. And then after that I said, and if you do watch it, which character are you most like? And then that is how, ever since I switched it to that, I'd say like 80% of guys that like me and like respond to that. Like, and that's how I feel too about guys' profiles. I like something that I can respond to.
Yeah.
Like, because then it makes it less awkward.
It's less boring.
And sometimes even if I don't find you that cute, oh my God, literally my like right now is someone telling me what New Girl character they're most like. Even if I don't even find you that attractive, if your prompts are so engaging, I might love your personality. I might be like, oh my God, like I want to just talk to you about this because like that's funny.
Yeah.
So definitely be active on dating apps, and then just like classic, like go out on the weekend. You can't stay home and expect to meet guys to take you on dates. And what we said about going to random pre-games, like mingle in other groups of friends. Like if you know, like if you were actively trying to meet dudes and go on dates, and you have a friend that like what happened to you last weekend, want to come to this pre-game with my friend? Yes. Go. Like if you stay at home and stay in your small circle of friends forever, how the hell are you gonna meet people?
Yeah,
you're literally just not.
Like I know a lot of times people are always like, oh my God, like stop searching for your boyfriend, stop looking for him, like he'll fall into your arms. Bullshit. Get out there, be social.
Yeah. And even like there's definitely like levels to that, because it's like, yeah, you might not be on Hinge looking for your boyfriend, the guy you're gonna marry, but you need to be actively looking for men to like fucking communicate.
Yeah. Because, like, you never know. You might not vibe with the guy, but what about his friend?
What about his friend? What if
he
invites
his roommate?
You to another like, you just never know who you're going to meet. And at the end of the day, you might even just make friends.
Yeah. Literally.
Which is a good thing in itself. Like, you literally might even just make friends.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have after that, I feel like that's, like, the two most basic ways to to go on dates. At least for us, if you're wondering how we meet these guys. I want to talk about nerves. So I have on here some things. One, like, look your best. Like, you need to be confident in how you look and stuff, but you can't overdo it.
Yeah, and don't, like, another thing with that is, like looking good, feeling good, like you need to know what you look good and feel with. Don't try out a new makeup product. Don't try out like a new makeup look. Like do what you're used to.
Yeah. But don't try too hard. Like if you're going to get coffee, don't show up in like a going out top.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I went to, someone commented on like my thing getting ready to go get coffee. They were like, oh my God, like perfect coffee date outfit. Like I was wearing like sweats, like a jacket, like makeup, hair, but like, oh, I'm not trying too hard.
Especially too, because if you're dressing too much for a coffee date, then when you go out together, he's gonna expect you to be like a fucking like extreme
You need
above
to-
that.
What's the term? It's like under promise, over deliver. Like
Yeah.
you need to like set the bar, like
Set the bar
start
low.
low, like look cute, whatever. But then it's like, oh my God, you couldn't even tell on the coffee date that my body's fucking banging. Like you,
No.
you didn't even know.
No, speaking of that, the guy that I'm talking to, like we were talking and he was like, we were basically like flirting back and forth and like how like I've been hitting legs, like that's the only thing I can hit. And he was like, to be honest, he's like, I haven't even like seen your ass. And I was like, that's because I've been wearing like big jackets, like sweatpants and like jeans and stuff. So I'm like, haha, like you still don't know what it looks like.
But like, yeah, so you need to look good and like really get that line of like comfortable, what you're comfortable in, what you're confident in, but you can't do too much right off the bat. And then you also have to know he's nervous too. Especially think about it. For the most part, he planned this. He picked the spot. That is so
He's
much more,
overthinking it like
that is
100%.
so much more nerve-wracking because it's like, what if he picks a spot and you hate it? Like what? Like
Yeah,
there's
what if I bring her to a coffee date? She doesn't even like coffee.
yeah, like there's so many things that he's probably way more nervous about. So just know he's nervous too. And then you need to just accept the nerves and try your best. Like you're going to be nervous on a first date. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go. If you don't go because you're nervous, you're never gonna go on a date.
Yeah, like the nerves are more in a sense of like happy nerves, exciting nerves. Like I've never been nervous where it's like, oh my God, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Like I can't go. Like I'm excited to go, but I'm just like freaking out
Yeah.
about it. Like how is it gonna go? Like are we gonna vibe? Are we not gonna vibe? Like what is the worst? At the end of the day, what's the worst that's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
And when we say that, big disclaimer right here, you should never be nervous safety wise. Go to a public place.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like, I'm so nervous to show up to this random Hinge Dates apartment for the like
Taylor.
yeah, you did do that.
I did do that.
But like that's weird.
Looking back on it, it's a huge red flag because this guy is toxic as fuck.
But like be in a like safe, be safe. Like don't be nervous cuz like you don't know if they're going to kill you. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
Oh, I also just want to also put this out there that we're always going to be speaking in terms of he because we are girls that have only experience going on dates with men.
Yeah,
But you
like
can
it
swap
can be
this-
a girl.
You
it
can swap
be
this for
anything.
whoever you want. That's just what we're saying because that's what we
Whatever is your
floats
fancy.
your boat.
Whatever is your fancy.
And then for nerves on here, I have if it's like a drink date, it's like don't do this with like a coffee date. Have a drink at home first if that's gonna help.
Yeah.
Get ready with like one glass of wine. Don't show up drunk. But like if one glass of wine is gonna like help
Curb
you
the
out,
nerves.
one drink, then
Yeah.
do that. But don't show up drunk. That will not be good.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree on that one.
I have some don'ts for girls to not do.
Yeah, don'ts for some girls. I love this.
This one is like for
Oh,
all
this
girls.
is huge. This is
Yeah.
hard for me.
It's so. I'm going on a date today and like I want to post about it so bad.
yeah, I know. So,
I might. I'm gonna be like.
yeah, if he goes to the bathroom maybe or something.
So true.
But yeah, first and foremost, do not take pictures of your foods or drinks for Instagram. Like, if you guys are on a date and like the food shows up, like don't be pulling out your phone, like put on the flash.
Don't be
and,
like, wait, don't touch it yet.
yeah, don't touch it yet. Wait, hold on, I need to take a picture. Like that gives like if a guy were to do that to me, I'd be like, ew, ick, what are you doing?
Okay, well, because that's for girls only.
It is for girls only.
But I'm even like, he already knows I do Instagram, so maybe like, I honestly might be able to get away with it, but
Yeah.
I still like going out for coffee and not taking a picture of it was like, God, I feel like I was.
It was
committing-
so hard. It was a
I-
new coffee shop too,
I
and I was
felt like I was
"Mm."
committing a crime,
I was like, I need to show the girlies the coffee shop I'm at.
literally. So just don't do that. Don't like take a selfie on your no. That's super weird. And then just being on your phone in general.
Yeah, unless the exception is if like you're gonna show him something. Like I'm super
Oh,
huge. I'm
right.
such a like a visual person. So like the other day on like my coffee date, like I just kept pulling up photos on my camera roll. Like we were talking about my brothers, so I'd pull up photos of my brothers. I would show. We were talking about macro. Want to see a picture of macro? I'm gonna show you a picture of macro. But like that's the
Right.
only exception to be on your phone.
Right. Don't be talking like scrolling.
Yeah.
Don't do it. That's just not good. And like, I'm addicted to my phone. I don't do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's really not that hard. And if you are literally dying to look at your phone, the date's probably not going well because I didn't really have the desire. I was at a coffee for 2 hours.
Yeah,
and
same.
I didn't scroll on my phone. I
But
mean, if he went to the bathroom, maybe I was like bored. But like, you have no, like, while you're talking, if you're like, wow, I would rather be scrolling on Instagram, then the date is not going
Yeah.
well.
Another thing is put your phone on do not disturb.
Face down.
You know what? This is funny too that I noticed. So I was texting the guy that I was going on my first date with to go get coffee this weekend. And as I'm texting him, I said walking over. And then as I said walking over, you know when you get the notification, phone is on do not disturb? He put his phone on do not disturb as I was walking over. And I was like, this is such a green flag. Like I'm walking over there right now and he's putting his phone on do not disturb. Because he like wants to put his phone down. He doesn't want like any distractions. Like that's a green flag.
Yeah, that's actually really cute.
I know. I liked it a lot. I was like, ah.
That's really cute. So I have on here next, talking too much about your ex for no reason. And sometimes past dating and stuff is conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's relatable. Like sometimes it's funny. I mean, sometimes like if I'm ever talking about an ex, it would never be my most recent ex. I'm talking about my ex when I was 15. Like I'm talking about something funny.
Yeah.
Because like the Pitbull story is hilarious and it's great conversation. People love it.
Yeah.
Like the Pitbull story, like because people are like, oh, you're from Miami, like blah, 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 blah. And half the people are, like a big thing people say is like, oh my God, you're from Miami. Like, oh my God, like Pitbull. I'm like, you want to know something so funny? But it's like, that's my ex from when I was 15. That is so irrelevant. Like that does not matter. I would never be like, do you want to hear about my ex that we broke up like 5 months ago? No.
Yeah.
Like, no.
If the conversation like ends up leading, like if you've been talking forever and you've already talked about so many things, like asking, this is something that I do. Like I will ask about like their past dating history. Like I will ask, like just for the gist, like what is your past dating history? Like, did you just get out of a relationship?
You're like, were you engaged?
Like,
last
were you
month?
engaged?
Like, you never
like,
know. Some people are out here being married.
Have you never been in a relationship? Like, I need to know these things because it really helps me know like the type of guy that they are when it comes to dating. Yeah. Like if they've never been in a relationship, like that's something you got to be a little bit aware of. For me personally, like I think it's good when the guy's like been in a relationship before because they kind of know how to treat a girl. They know like what to do, whatever. But like, yeah, the guy that I like previously talked to, like he was in the same boat as me. Like he had been single for like 4 years, like myself, and then like was in a relationship for like 3 to 4 years. So I'm like, okay, so like we're on the same page here.
Yeah. And then after that, I have love bombing. Like, keep it to yourself. Like, don't be all like, I feel like guys do this more, but like, I don't know. I guess you girls shouldn't do it either. Like, no, with the like right away, like I really like you. Like, I don't know. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Be low key. It's fine. Like, he doesn't need to kiss you goodbye. Like,
yeah, no. Well, I mean, he can if you really want to, but like, I'm not kissing on the first date.
I mean, if it like, I kind of have that. We'll talk about that at the end. Like
a sober coffee date. No, not having. If it's like drinks,
drinks.
Maybe. If it's drinks, like maybe
sober coffee date. No, like I mean, I guess unless it was the best fucking date of your life.
Yeah.
But I would say sober coffee date. No, we've gone on like a couple dates. He's never kissed me goodbye.
Yeah,
it's a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have green flags for him because I feel like the red flags are. We actually did an Instagram post about some icks.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear those, like we can even read them off, maybe. But
just go look at the Instagram.
Go look at the Instagram. I wrote green flags because we talk so much about red flags, and I want to throw some positivity. Chivalry opens the car door for you. If you're walking on the sidewalk, if he stands closest to the street, like those little things, huge for me. Like. This guy has like opened the car door for me like at every single time, and I'm like, oh my God, like wait, that's so nice. Like, and like, cause guys don't really do that kind of stuff. They really don't. And like little things, like if we walk on a sidewalk, sometimes I will purposely try to maneuver myself to be the one closest to the street, and like nothing makes me happier than a guy like switching spots with me.
Is that like your little test?
Kind of. Like I just like it. Like, I like a guy treating me like a fucking princess, and I literally don't care. Like, that, like,
yeah.
I just like it. I just think it's nice, and I don't know. I'm about it. Yeah. I think it's huge. And, like, I like to make sure to, like, let them know I notice. Like I'll say something.
Making a little comment.
I said something about him, like, opening the door for me, because, I noticed.
Yeah. Next one is paying for the bill, paying for whatever, if they ask you out. Like, I think that's huge. If they're asking you out, if they're the one initiating the date, they should probably be the one paying. Now, in situations like, could you be like, oh, like I'll split it with you, like whatever, and like test the waters with that?
I think they should pay regardless, but I mean, I guess like to each their own. But like, I think they should. Pay regardless.
I've been in dilemmas though where I've like offered to pay and like I end up paying, and it's like, what the fuck?
See, what I've been doing is like we were out for drinks and like he bought a lot of our drinks, and we went to the other bar. It's like when we met up with you guys at that other bar, like I paid for our round of drinks.
Yeah,
because like he just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he just bought me like 4 rounds of drinks. Like, okay, like I'll buy like the next like 2, like just because it's not. I don't know. Like, it's not like that anymore. Like, I don't care. I don't need you to be paying for my shit. I'm all right. But then he even made a comment about it, like, because I was like, no, I'll get it. And he was like, no, I asked you out to drinks. I was like, okay, period. Like, fair.
A very long time ago, when I was talking to this guy back in my hometown, we went out to get drinks and get some cheese boards in Southie. And I just, like, was starting to pull out my wallet, and I go, do you want me to like pay for that? Like, I don't mind paying for it. And he literally dead ass looks at me in the eyes and goes, oh yeah, like if you don't mind, like yeah, sure. And like in my head I'm like, damn, like I really wasn't expecting him to be like, yeah, like pay for it. And I ended up paying for it. It was like $100 for like literally like we both got one drink and then a cheese board.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like,
I just think like, and I know it's like old school, and part of me isn't old school and traditional at all, but part of me is like, I like the like man is a provider energy. Like, even though I can provide for myself, like I like you taking me out and putting in the effort to like make me feel important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
and teach their own with their opinions on that, I guess. But
yeah, and some girls are very like, I will always pay because I don't like to owe a man anything.
Yeah,
which I get if you feel that vibe, like you're not clicking. But then, like I said, like for me, it's one of those things that it's like, especially if you're just like at a bar getting drinks, it's really easy for you to just like take the next round, like do little things like that. I feel like is easy, or little things like we were Ubering and leaving, and like his Uber like wasn't working, and I was like, I'll just get it, and he was like, I'll Venmo you for that. I was like, no, I'll pay for the Uber. Like no, because I also don't think as a girl, like if he was like, I'll Venmo you for that, like I think if you're the girl and you're like, oh yeah, like Venmo me for that, that's weird.
Yeah,
like no, and then I have just like text you again within a couple hours of leaving.
Oh my God. Like that is like so huge. Like I absolutely love like getting a text from the guy. It just like solidifies that they had a good time too.
Yeah.
Like the other day on my coffee date, he literally texted me 10 minutes after leaving and was like, I had so much fun. Like, I want to see you again soon. And then he sends another text and goes, you're so fine, LOL. And I'm like, you had fun. Because, like, you get so when you go on a first date with someone, like, you get so in your head as on, like, did they actually have fun? Like, I vibes. Like, did they vibe? And if they text you, like within 24 hours after, I feel, because, like, sometimes it's, like, night and then the morning will roll around and then they'll text you. But, like, in my situation, it was a coffee date. So, like, we had a whole day ahead of us. So, like, if they text after, like, that really solidifies that they were really into the date. They had a good time and they want to see you again. And I think that's huge for the program.
Yeah, and I think most of the time if they do want to see you again, they'll say it. Like, at my coffee date, it was very, like, text me what you're doing later. Yeah. Like, right off the bat. My favorite thing I've realized in being a person that's, like, newly going on first dates, I love hey, I had fun. But I also love, I think is, let's say there was one thing you talked about on the first date, finding a way to, like, bring it up. Like, let's say you were, I don't know, talking about something, trying to, like, figure something out, like, you weren't sure. Like, if an hour later he's like, oh, by the way, I just found out, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, about, like, something you were talking about. And it's almost, like, continuing the conversation. And also showing, like, oh, like, he was paying attention, like, actually interested to what we were talking about. Like, and being like, oh, by the way, like, just found out this. Or, like, maybe you were talking about how you want to, like, go do a certain thing. And he's like, I don't know, bringing up something that you talked about and, like, texting you about it. I want to give, like, specific examples, but I feel like I don't want to say, like, my whole entire date.
This is on. Can I say another green flag?
Yeah.
This is, like, huge. And, like, I don't know if a lot of people notice it, or, like, not a lot of people notice this or, like, mention this. And, like, huge green flags is, like, even red flags. Like, this can go either way, is allowing the conversation to be, like, 50-50. Like,
you're so not at that.
Like, I'm like, that's one thing I notice. Like, if I feel like I'm only asking questions and they're not asking questions back, and like I'm like, I it's like an interview. Like I am literally asking so many questions about like that person. Like, but if they're not doing it back to me, I'm like,
See,
like, what the fuck? Like, I'm asking so many questions. Like, I'm getting so involved in like what I want to know about you. Like, what do you want to know about me?
yeah, so I had like the opposite, but we were talking after, and he was asking me like, "What's your biggest like insecurity?" And like we were talking about not like so more so physical, but like a personality wise insecurity. And I told him I was like, mine is honestly like I always grew up like I'm not very talkative. Now I'm better with social media and stuff, but I'm naturally a shy person. I don't talk a lot. Like if I'm in a room full of people, I'm not normally the loudest. Like I said, now I'm definitely better, but like I grew up like that. I grew up being like the quiet one. So I literally said, I'm like, I get so in my head leaving a date that like I try so hard not to be quiet that I feel like I'm talking too much and not like letting them. But he was like, no, you didn't do that. And I was like, okay, well, that's how I felt in my head, because I feel like I'm trying to overcompensate to make sure I'm not awkward and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like trying to talk a lot, and then I leave and I'm like, fuck, bitch, I think you talk too much. Like I think you tried so hard not to be quiet and like you talk too much. But he said I didn't do that. Yeah, and like, he's asked me out again, so I think I'm good.
My first so the coffee date I went on this past weekend, we were there for like 3 hours. So we sat down for coffee for like 2, and then we walked around for like an hour. But like one thing I noticed that made me realize that I'm like really good at this when it comes to dates is like I literally was like asking him a question. I'm like, all right, so like I have a good question for you. Like I literally said this like quote for quote. All right, I have a good question for you. Like, what's the favorite place you've ever traveled to? And he like sat back and like thought about it. He was like, fuck, like I've never been like asked these types of questions on like a date before. Like you're really hitting me with like tough questions.
Yeah. You know what he
asked
asked
me? And I was like, like I like to interview.
You know what he asked me?
What?
He was like, if you could have one like any type of like exotic animal as a pet, like what would it be?
Yeah.
Like if it like didn't matter, like it would, and then we're just like talking about like random shit about like animals, and it's like we're like random ass crap, but like it's interesting.
It's fun. It's like you like to know, you nitpick someone's brain. It's like it's fun.
And that's actually a good question for me, because I actually like love elephants and like collect elephants, and that's like boom, conversation started.
Yeah. So like huge red flag if he's not like asking you questions and it's like all about him, all about everything that like he's done in his life, like where he's from, his family. Like if he doesn't ask you, or even like in the simplest way being like, what about yourself? Like
that's what I try to do.
I have a bunch of siblings. Like, how about yourself?
I try to redirect everything, because like I just said, I get in my head about talking too much, that I just try to like direct every question. But I have a date tonight, and I'm gonna be better about it tonight. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Even like I said, he said I didn't do that, but like I don't know.
And then like on my coffee date, like me and him were like very on the same page when it came to that. Like we were both like asking like questions back and forth. And like he at one point just goes, "I'm so sorry for all the questions." I go, "No, like same. Like I'm asking you so many questions right now, but like that's just like what made the date so fun is like I learned so many random fun things."
Yeah,
it wasn't boring conversations.
On my other first dates in the past, I feel like conversation like did flow really easily too. I just try to be so open. I feel like I talk on dates the way I talk on this show. Like I try to be so talkative, and like I'll just talk about like anything, and I try to be like decisive, like kind of like if like let's say you're somewhere, it's like one time after a date we just like hung out and like we wanted to put on TV like at like his place, and I was just like, oh my god, like do you want to watch this? Like my favorite show, a new season came out. Like I don't know, just being decisive and being like, I like this show, we should watch it. Like, and not being like awkward, like don't know what to say. Like just being like kind of decisive and like, no, I'll ask this, like I'll do this, like I will like just straight up tell you things straight to the point. And like part of that's just because I got good at doing that on a podcast, but like I don't know, I try not to be awkward or quiet as much as possible and talking.
Yeah, you didn't put this on here, but I do want to talk about this. I know we already talked about it on TikTok, but how to get out of a date like if it's not going well. And like this is huge for the program. You need to have like a backup plan when it comes to a first date if it's not going well.
Yeah, it could be fake, it could be real.
It could be fake, real, doesn't matter. It could be fake, but it could end up being real.
Right.
Like if that makes sense. So one thing that I have always done when it comes to dates is like showing up to the date, saying and acting like I have a plan after the date.
Yeah.
So that way, like if time is passing and you've been on this date for way too long and you want to get out of there, you're like, okay, well, I have to get to this event or I have to get to this hangout with some friends, so that way he knows he can't steal you for the day.
Yeah, perfect example. I'll just give a real life example. Like I had drinks at like 8. hey, by the way, just so you know, around like 10, I'm gonna want to meet up. I'm gonna go like meet up with my friends, and then it's like he ended up coming with. He could have not came with.
Yeah.
Could have dipped. Like easy way out. Even on like dates where there's no plans, like I've literally been like, yeah, I think I'm doing something around like 3. No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Nothing to do. But like you just put it out there, and then if it's going so well, you could be like, I'm gonna cancel. Like,
Yeah.
You just like literally make it the fuck up. But say, so then you don't have to do the whole like tell your friend like call me like and then like fake a phone call. No, literally right off the bat, even when they're texting you, they're like, hey, want to get lunch at 1? Yeah, sounds good. Like I'll just have to be out around like 2:30.
Yeah.
Done.
I've had 2 different scenarios. So one, I met up with the guy from Hinge, first date, literally like right away I knew we were not gonna vibe because I showed up and I was taller than him. Like he literally catfished his height on Hinge, and like that's like a really big thing for me. Like I will not date a guy that's shorter than me. It's just not happening. So whatever, I gave the date a chance. We were having great conversations. I was there for like 2 hours, but I just knew I didn't want anything after that. So before the date, I had let him know that it was a Friday night. We were getting drinks, and I had let him know that my friends were down the street at another bar getting drinks, and that I was going to meet up with them after the drinks.
Yeah.
So we got outside, and I like hugged him, and I was like, it was so nice to meet you. Like I'm gonna head down the street and I'm gonna go get like drinks with my friends. Like I'll let you know what I'm doing for the rest of the night. And he was like, oh, okay, like no worries, like that's fine. So that's how I got out of my date, because if not, we were getting drinks. Like we could have just hopped to the next bar and the next bar and the next bar, and like I didn't want to do that. Like I wanted to leave. Like wasn't my vibe.
Yeah, because drinks are hard for an ending because like at coffee you get 1 coffee. You don't order like 4 coffees. Like you get the coffee, you drink it. Dinner, you get the food. The food's gone. But drinks, you could get like 10 drinks in a sitting if you wanted to. Like drinks could go on for hours. So it's definitely hard to end drinks. But yeah, I don't know. And then I have after this talking about like, are you gonna sleep with them? And we also talk about like kissing them too. Like are you gonna be like physical with them? I went on one drink date a couple months ago, and he kissed me when we left, and it was like smooth, so it's whatever. Like if it's gonna be smooth and cool, I'll take it. Like if it's gonna be fucking weird,
it's just a kiss.
It's just a kiss, like whatever. Especially like the way we were on the date, we were already getting drinks, which obviously like duh. Like, and we were like, the place was like kind of couch, so it was like comfortable, like sitting with each other. But we weren't like cuddling at this bar. That's not what I mean. But it was like very relaxed, very like that. So it wasn't it was smooth with it. Like if it's smooth and it's cool, that's fine. But I don't necessarily like that, because I like a little bit of build up.
I totally forgot about that one date that I went on with our guy friend to the really fancy rooftop place.
Yes, you did totally forget that.
I literally, so guys, I wrote like a list of all the first dates I've been on.
That's a perfect kissing example.
No, this is like the worst kissing example. Like why did this happen? It shouldn't have happened. So first and foremost, New Year's Eve, I made it very clear. So this guy has been trying to finesse like me, and I was like, I'm not vibing with it. I don't want it. So I had to have Taylor tell him that like we can be like hookup buddies, and that's it. We've never hooked up, but like I just said, like tell him that. Like
I was just like, she's not trying to like
I'm like not trying to have a boyfriend. Like not, well, I am, but like not with him. Didn't want to hurt his feelings. So anyway, we end up going on like a first date, and I thought we were just going to get drinks, like his friends hanging out. We pull up to this place. It is like a 5-star.
You're missing the kissing part.
What?
Didn't he like kiss you when you said hello? Didn't he like kiss you hello and goodbye?
No.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure you said like he kissed you hello and goodbye.
No, he just opened the door for me.
Oh.
So, okay, whatever. It's a 5-star like restaurant, and I'm like, I thought we were just going to get drinks. So we're sitting, I'm like, I already ate dinner. Like it's like 8:30, and we're like sitting down for like a dinner reservation. I already ate dinner, so we're like sitting down at this fancy ass restaurant, and he looks at me and goes, I'm sorry, like I thought I got a reservation for the bar. I was like, a reservation for the bar? Like what? So we're sitting at this restaurant. We're getting a bunch of appetizers. Like he's hungry. I'm not hungry. So I'm like, just order a bunch of appetizers. I'm not eating it though. Like, so he was buying a bunch of appetizers. Anyway, fast forward to the end of the night. We're like walking out, and I wanted to go check out the because it was like overlooked the city. It was like a gorgeous view. I'm like, let's go out there. we go out there and I'm looking and I'm taking photos of like the view and I turn to like go leave and he just grabs me and goes, I've been wanting to do this all night.
That's exactly what he said to me on my date when he kissed me after.
And I was
That's
like,
exactly what he said to me.
We just start locking lips.
Locking lips.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is not really happening right now. Like the night already started off bad. Like I told you I just wanted to be friends. You took me to a 5-star restaurant. It's 8:30 at night. We're grabbing like dinner. Like what is going on? And he kisses me, whatever. And then we get in the car. We're driving back. And then again, he walks me up to my front door and kisses me again at the front door. And I'm like, this is not really happening, is it right now? Like, this is not happening. So we kiss again.
He thought he was going to be let inside.
Like, he thought he was coming inside. And I go, no, thank you so much. Like, I'll see you tomorrow. But, like, it was, like, literally the worst thing ever. Like, guys sometimes just don't understand the vibe.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I thought I made it very clear.
Well, now I, like, actually want to go to that place and see what the view looks like.
It's gorgeous, but, like, gosh,
yeah.
like.
So here's my thing with a kiss. If we end up out and about together, like in the bars, guys, like I love making out with a dude in a bar. Call it gross, call it PDA. I don't care. I'll never stop. I love making out with a dude in a bar because get this, if I'm gonna like leave with you, I need to at least know if like you're a good kisser. Like, what if it's super awkward? Then I'm not going. So I love making out with a dude in a bar. It's one of my favorite pastimes. It's a hobby of mine. But I think it's just nice to see if they're a good kisser first before it goes anywhere else.
Yeah.
And like what their vibe is. So I will definitely make out with a dude in a bar if we've like already know each other, already gone on a date, and now we're like out and about together. Because that's a really easy way if you're not sure if like a second sit down date is the vibe. Seeing each other out at a bar is so easy. And then it comes to like if you are out at a bar, I feel like sleeping with someone's normally like is if you go out to like a bar.
Yeah.
Like that would be yeah. And to me, all I wrote for this, like if the vibe is there, don't overthink it. Like it's
if the
not
vibe's
that
there,
fucking
100%.
serious. If the vibe is there and you want to, there's no reason to get into your head. Like if that's what it is, then like just do it. Like you're not a slut, you're not a hoe, it's not bad.
Like
do whatever the hell you want. And if the
always-
vibe's not there, don't do it. Like and make sure like if you don't want to do it, a huge green flag is how a guy reacts to that, or red flag is how a guy reacts to that. That is like literally will show you right then and there if he's worth your time, depending on the reaction you get from that. But if you want to, just fucking do it. Like do whatever the fuck
I'm
you want.
50-50 with that. Like, it's either I'm, like, playing so hard to get with a guy that I really like, or, like, I'm drunk, I'm out, like, I'll go home with you. But, like, it goes either way. Like, the guy I'm talking to right now, like, I'm taking it so fucking slow. We haven't even kissed. But, like, there will be other situations
you've only
with
seen him
guys.
twice.
Yeah. Well, no, this is 2 weekends in a row.
That's true, but that one time was when, like, everyone's there and, like, you barely talked to him.
Yeah. Talked a little bit. Kinda. I just was making out with somebody else.
Yeah, you barely talked to him that night. I saw him for, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, so it just like
Okay,
really
but
depends
also
on the
like
guy.
you're taking it slow, but also it's like it's kind of on him to like make the move. You know what I mean?
100.
Like,
But like I could
like
also
you haven't
really hint
kissed
at
him
it.
yet, but like if he like wanted to, he could have kissed you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
100.
he could have. Like it's not like you were gonna
Like,
be
the
like,
other
no.
The other night Taylor was trying so hard for him to come home with me.
Listen,
okay.
I'm just like a matchmaker.
All right, I'm not a fucking like hoe by any means. Like my body count is literally under 25 people. Like since I've moved to Austin, like I have not hooked up with a lot of people at all. And so Friday night, I actually, went home with someone, like a friend of mine, like whatever, like not like a friend, like, but like someone I knew already. And then the next night we went out, and this is when this was after anyways. But moral of the story is like I did not want to hook up with this guy because I had already hooked up with someone, and like that's not something I really felt comfortable doing. So Taylor's over here like, I'm leaving. I'm ordering my
I
Uber.
at least just wanted him to hang out with you for the night.
That
Maybe
wasn't gonna happen. Like
Obviously.
self-control, it was not gonna happen. Like you're telling me
Listen,
that guy was gonna come over and I was
Listen,
not gonna.
If I was having fun with a boy, there's nothing more that I want in my whole entire life than for us to both be having fun.
Yeah.
So, and this guy, like, we vibe. He's cool. Like I told Sam, like we're better. Like I'm literally better friends with him than she is. Like we're so tight. So like he's homie. So
Yeah.
because he's like from where I'm from. So you know like we vibe. But yeah.
So I'm ordering my Uber. My head's down in my phone.
And I was like,
Ubering
follow her.
She's like, follow him out. Follow her out. And he's like, okay, sure. Like, I'll follow her out. Yeah, great.
And Sam's like, no.
And I'm like leaving, and he like grabs my hand, and like we're holding hands walking out. And I'm like, I didn't have service in the bar, so the Uber wasn't working. So when we got outside, that's when I ordered the Uber. And I was like, yeah, like I'm going home. Like I had such a late night last night. Like whatever. He goes, totally fair. Like I totally get that. And like I was apologizing. Like why was I apologizing?
Okay,
like,
I think my goal like this weekend is to like sleep by myself.
Great. I love that for you. My goal is to kiss this boy.
Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I just think first dates aren't as crazy. I was so nervous for them because I haven't like dated as an adult until the last like 6 months. And like it's fun. Like it's genuinely fun. At the end of the day, it's funny stories. Like
Yeah.
even if it's bad, it's funny. And at the end of the day, you can laugh about it with your friends. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I feel like we covered so much for like a first
so
date.
much.
I feel like we should maybe read a story or two.
Yeah. Do you have them on your phone?
I can try to get it.
Yeah, we did like a little submission thing, like tell me your first date stories because we want to know.
Just so we can chit chat and have so much fun. I'm gonna get it right now. I went on a dog walking date with a Tinder boy and everything was great. We had a lot in common. He was super sweet. During the date, he proceeded to kiss me, but he was so aggressive in making out and biting my lip that my lip was bruised and sore for a week. I blocked his Insta and unmatched with him and never spoke to him again just because of how bad the kisser he was.
No, stop. Kissing is a make or break.
That's
really
why I
is.
like to make out in a bar.
No, like it's a real big make or break. Like there was this one guy that I made out with and he had used no tongue at all. Like it was like literally like little like lizard like
oh no
pecks. I was like, what is going on? Like use your tongue a little bit.
One of mine in high school, this was the first time I just like went over to a random boy's house like at night. It was in high school. I've only ever done that like once, but whatever. Like me being 16, being like a fucking skank. Anyways, like we were making out and like he couldn't get like we couldn't like match rhythms.
No,
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and normally just like you get it. Like the rhythms were not the time. It was not
or like
just clicking
or like over aggressive with the tongue. Like his tongue is like in my throat. Like nope.
Yeah.
Happy medium.
Yeah. That's why, like I said, I will not go home with you unless I
can't believe he was
make out
biting
with
her.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
See, okay, but like I like that, but only a little bit.
Yeah, but like aggressive where it was hurt and she was bruised. Like what?
Okay. First date story. I was 18 at the time, so we were both still living at home. Me and this guy went on a walk through the park, another park walk. We went to get dinner after, and he goes to pay, and he's like, oh shit, I don't know where my wallet is. So I had to pay, and then he Venmo'd me back. Turns out he dropped his wallet on the trail at the park. Someone returned it to his house, so we had to go back and get it. Moral of the story is I met his parents after the first date.
Oh,
That's funny.
that is funny. How awkward.
Yeah.
I said literally. Here's the thing too, like with dating in Austin, like now that my family's across the country, like it's gonna be so hard for my family to like meet my new future like boyfriend.
If I brought someone to meet my family, that's
huge. You're flying across the country.
See, the thing is with me and my ex-boyfriend, his mom was the principal of my high school. So I actually knew her before I knew him for like 3 years. So that's funny. Went on a first date with a guy. He got too drunk and pissed the bed the same night.
Ew.
Oh no! Decided to give him a second chance the next night. He got too drunk and pissed the bed again.
Wait, hold on. This seems like a reoccurring thing. Like,
oh no,
pissing the bed. The thing is, men really be doing that. I have two brothers.
Men be peeing.
No, I have two brothers. The amount of times they've like drunk peed, like not in the toilet. Why do men not know how to go to the bathroom? It's disgusting.
Okay, I'm gonna read. There's 3 more, so
that would give me the biggest.
I'm just gonna quickly like read them all. Like we'll just do them all. Let's do a bad first date story. So this one time I met up with a guy from Bumble at a cute coffee place in downtown. He told me 15 minutes in that I would not be marriage material. He would feel ashamed bringing me home to meet his family. Keep in mind, I mentioned nothing about marriage or meeting his family since this was the first date, so it was brought up so randomly. Because I was wearing ripped jeans, showing too much skin, etc. I left the date early by pulling the classic, I totally forgot I have plans, and ended up meeting my family at a restaurant right next door to the coffee date. You can guess no second date was planned.
As you should, queen. That's like some queen shit. Like take control, take initiative. Don't feel like you have to be stuck there and like going through that shit. Fuck that.
Yeah. I think this is the last one. Snuck into this guy's house at 2 a.m. with his whole family home, and now we've been dating for 2 years. Queen. Get that man's. We didn't really get a lot of submissions because we literally I posted that an hour ago right before we started podcasting. Yeah. So next time we do like submissions for stuff, I will make sure that I post it 24 hours in advance. Yeah, but I feel like it's just like that was enough. Like a little four.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, but that's kind of like our rundown on first dates.
Yeah. I'm so excited to keep you guys updated on our little boy journey.
Yeah, I have a date tonight.
We really like these boys. I don't really text people like 24/7, and this man has been like texting me first, like all the time.
So this is, now that it's the end of the podcast, if they were listening, they're definitely not listening anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
Sam is on the couch last night, like looking at her phone. I'm gonna imitate on YouTube. You guys, she's like this.
I'm just like smirking at my phone.
And I was like, "Are you texting him?" And she like looks at me and just laughs. I'm like, "You are literally laying there like." like so funny. But I'm going on a date tonight, and you know what it is? It's really fun having someone. I've never had someone really put so much like really nice effort into like hanging out with me. So it's like weird. It's like, why are you being nice to me? Aren't guys supposed to be assholes? Oh, why are you being nice?
Most of the guys I've been talking to
I'm waiting for him to be an asshole.
Yeah, most of the guys I've been talking to recently have been assholes. Like, I've had this one guy that I've gone on like 5 or 6 dates with, and it's always like shitty dates or like shitty times together. Like, not like shitty, like I'm having fun at the times, but it's like on the weekend. It's when we're drinking. It's like sliding through Instagram DMs.
Which, I just want to give a big preface. This man's like 30.
Yeah, 30. And he's acting like this.
If you're like 21 and you're like, I do that, live it up, girlfriend. 30?
And you're only hitting me up on Instagram?
You're in the DMs? Please. Come on. And
like
now.
only want to hang out on the weekends?
You're a grown ass fuck. You can have a kid. Like, you're a grown ass man. Like,
yeah.
No. But yeah, I'm just like waiting for him to like be an asshole. Because like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But anyways,
make sure you guys are following the podcast Instagram or the podcast TikTok, because we will have a lot of really short, simple updates throughout the week on there.
Yes, it's a really fun time. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and rate the podcast 5 stars.
Yeah, we love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye.